G'day guys, episode 41, Ask Woodford. This is going to be short and sharp. I've got a meeting very, very soon. Ask away. Alex, quickly, before I start. Vern Gambetta, big three for me. Joe DeFranco, without question, will go down in my mind, as a guy who changed my life. I had to meet him. I had to tell him that. I have numerous times now. I think he's got the point now, but paying it forward's a big part of my life. So without Joe DeFranco, would not be in this position. Beyond my parents, the biggest influence in my life are my parents, and then Joe DeFranco third. Absolute legend, what he's done for my career personally. He showed me the way to do it, the passion, and you don't need to sell out. Joe DeFranco, Mike Ball secondary, but Vern Gambetta, an old coach, not an old coach, an experienced coach, absolute legend. I'm hopefully going to go to his conference next year. It's a 3-day conference. Vern Gambetta, check out this book, Athletic Development, the Art and Science of Functional Sports Conditioning. Check it out, loved it. Hit me.
Hey coach, love all you do. I wanted to ask your opinion on functional patterns training methodology as a whole.
Yeah, I'm not going to say I'm in this, just to let everyone know, I've been challenged for the next 30 days to be real positive and not be negative. So I'm not even going to, I'm going to say this about this, right? There's many ways you can do something, right? I'm going to keep this in a positive mind frame. Excuse me, hold on. Oh, God damn it. My grandma would be good. Gesundheit. Thanks, Gran. All right. Oh. Just for everyone out there, you know sneezing is actually 1/12 an orgasm?
Is it actually though?
100, I swear, check it out, 1/12 an orgasm. Check that one out. So I was that close to an orgasm. I was 1/10 away from an orgasm. There we go, for everyone out there. Seriously.
Yeah, good.
I'm telling you facts, Alex. Now, talking about being positive. Next 30 days, I've been challenged to be positive, not be negative. So I'm going to put a positive spin on this question. There are many ways you can do something. Many ways, right? Unfortunately, in this industry, people take that as a way to completely go against the wheel, i.e. what's been proven time and time again with research and art and results, and they want to go against that, which is fine. Because in the industry, what they want to do is they want to stand out, right? They want to stand out to make money and gurus, they got followers and people, yes, no, yes, I don't want that. I've told people I'm not a guru. I don't like that word. I'm definitely not a guru. I'm just a guy who is passionate, love what I do. That's it. In terms of what functional patterns does, they've got their own way of doing things. I think it's fantastic and good luck to them. I don't agree with it because it completely goes against what we know about science and what's been proven the test of time. So fantastic. I have had my stouches with Nardi and good luck to him. He's a fantastic human being and he's indifferent. He's a different guy and whatever, just weird dude, but I'm weird, so I don't know, whatever. Okay. It's a question. You have no idea how much I really wanted to say in my heart what I normally say, but I thought this 30-day challenge is doing me good. So yeah, great. This is fantastic. Thank you, Jay, for this challenge. I appreciate this.
Luke Adams, your guy from New Zealand.
Actually, you know what? This is a real good question. This could take the whole episode. This is a fantastic question.
I'm a PT at Snap Fitness.
I know who you are, Luke, but thank you, yes.
But to give
clarification, this guy got me over to New Zealand. You know what? This guy followed me for so long since it started, right? And this kid, and I remember we were in the car, right? And you turned to me, right? We were in the car when I was at New Zealand, my first international tour. That Alex and I seem to kind of, we always go on these tours together. It's actually kind of fun. We're getting used to each other now, and I think you're getting used to frostbite as well. How I had the fan 24/7, just spinning. And then you said to me, and I remember your face. I said to Luke, I grabbed him. We were in the car, and I grabbed him, and I said, "You're struggling right now." And I just felt I read people. Amy Melanda. Remember that time she was looking real sad, and you said to me, one of my clients was looking sad. Not sad, but just her mood was a little bit off. And I know because I've done this for so long. And I pulled her aside and I brought her outside. And Alex said to me, how did you know something? How did you know? How did you know about that? And I said, because I've done this so long, I read people's body language and I know lies now. I find people out quite quickly. The only thing that I have issues with when it's my own business, the reason why is I told you I'm too emotionally invested. I can give really good advice to everyone else's business and all my other mates. I can't give my own advice to my own business. Why? This is my child. If I never have a kid, this is my kid. But I think when I do have a kid, what's going to happen? What I feel like, I know everything will change, but I feel like I'll put things in perspective a lot more, where I'll relax a lot more on this side of it, and I'll go, well, my child, for everything, when you have a child, that's you. That's the most important thing in the life, right? It's not just worry about me anymore, it's about your kid. So I think this is like I'm saying this for my kid, so I get too emotionally invested. And Alex said to me, how do you know about that? Because I read people. I read liars. I can read people if they're telling me the truth or not. I read when they're emotionally invested. I saw Luke was struggling at New Zealand. I grabbed him in the car afterwards and I said, I want you to know something. He looked at me like I was going to say something rude, but that's just how I am. And I said, mate, I want you to know something. I want you to know you're going to achieve something big in this industry. I know that you've got to keep chipping. And I know that someone never told me this, but I believe in you. Regardless, I believe in you. And he smiled. And then I walked out like, me being me. And then you said to me, that's probably one of the best things I've ever seen you do. And I said, why? And he said, because you could see the smile on his face for someone who he looks up to see that he believes in. Everyone needs someone to believe in. I never had that. I just believed in myself with my parents, right? But I feel like a lot of exercise science students who go through, they go through the motions. And it's unfortunate because we have such an important job. And I'm not going to carry on about this, but physiotherapists, osteos, the allied health realm, we're part of that realm. Yet we get shat on all the time. We're educated. Why don't we have a career? We're going to get one. Over the next few years, I told people what I'm going to do. I told you by the time I'm 40, it's a complete change. And then I can quit and do something else. I don't know, maybe run for politics. I've told you that. But I see the change is happening. We deserve this. And I said that to him. Can you talk about what you saw? I might be wrong.
You summarised it well.
Did you?
I don't think I need to add anything.
But he was a great kid. And I just think he's struggling because most exercise science students, they get lost. And they feel like no one gives a fuck. I'm being serious because I felt that way. But the only thing that got me out of it was me. I just thought, fuck it, I'm going to become the guy who this industry needs. You're either going to love me, hate me, I'm going to ask the hard questions. Don't care, because we're going to move this forward. And then I'm going to help. My thing was, the more students I can help, the more effect I can have on the whole industry, right? And I told you, my thing, legacy for me isn't about how much money you make. Legacy is about how many lives you change in the process. Most people just give a fuck about money. In my opinion, most people don't give a fuck about anyone else, right? You might think I don't care about people, that's bullshit, because I take a lot of it on. That's why I have so many issues right now with my mental health. This is why I'm trying to do this positive thing. I feel like there's a girl right here you guys can't see. And I don't want to say this because you guys will start messaging, a lot of people will start messaging me, but fuck it, I'll say the story. She came to me and she said, she called me on the phone. She said, do you offer placements? I've not taken a placement on in, Borzillo was the last one. The reason why I didn't take placements on because I think I felt like most of these kids would come through and they just take.
Borzillo wasn't a placement, it was your mentorship program.
Oh shit. It wasn't Borzillo then. Anyway, long story short, Georgia called me up and said, do you take placements? And I was so taken back by it because young kids these days don't even call up. They give me this arbitrary email. It's like, don't you think I've seen this email 1,000 times? Do something different. Georgia called me up and I said to myself, you know what? I'm going to take this meeting because she had the balls to call up and at least ask. I'll take it. In my head, I'm thinking, I'm not going to take her, but I'll see. She came in the room and for me, anyone with a bit of passion in the heart, I can relate to. But if you're going to be monotone and I might do this, and she came in, told me her whole story. I don't need to tell her story. That's her story between us. But she showed me emotion when she actually cried. And my thing about that was I'm a very emotional person. I think, you know what? I went home and I thought, fuck man, like that was me. All I wanted was an opportunity, but no one would give it to me. She was me. And I thought, fuck it, I'll give her this opportunity. Don't message me about internship because I'll deny all of you now. And even if you call me, don't do that now because she's done it. So it's all done. Hey, if you can do something special, like, I don't know, and you get my attention, I'll probably do it. But she did that. So I thought it was important to pay it forward. Well, I think a lot of people in this industry, it's all self-preservation. And if I thought that way, let's say I never did this, right? Let's say I never really big on social media. Obviously my business wouldn't grow. I still make a living. I could easily make it. Look, right now, I'll give you an example. Let's say I shut off my social media, right? I shut it off. Let's say I went off it, right? What do you reckon that would happen with Woodford and the industry as a whole? I think Woodford would be safe just because would tick over the content, but I wouldn't be on it. What do you think would happen? What do you think would happen with the industry? Be serious. I'm asking you.
I think they would lose a big voice.
Yeah, I think they'll lose someone who actually cares. I think there'll be a lot of people trying to get me back because regardless, and that'd be beautiful to see. Like I'd actually enjoy that because it'd be like, fuck. Well, I used to think that people only cared, and this is where I had the identity thing. When I started Woodford, I felt like my identity was all about Woodford. Like it's like I'm more to this industry than just this. I can help people. I'm more than a strength and conditioning coach. I'm more than that. But all these kids just think they're that. You're more than that. You have the potential to change the world if you want to, but you're in this box because society tells you, or these people at university tell you you're only that. You're so much more than that. And you can evoke change in this industry more than I can. We can all do it. But they box themselves off because no one wants to help them. If no one ever comes out and says something that's wrong or right, does anything change? If you don't question something, will anything ever change? No, it will never change. Nothing will ever happen. I felt like no one was helping all these kids go through exercise science, right? And I keep saying this, but it's so important to talk about this because all these kids graduate exercise science. Where do they go? All these courses have popped up. Every university does exercise science now. A lot of these unis now do masters. Where are the jobs? Where are the universities have to start pushing the private? We don't talk about this. Why? Why? It's unfair on these kids, unfair on everyone. Let's start doing it. And it's got, hey, you've got to put some accountability on these kids who do the degrees as well. There's got to be accountability. At the same time, we're going to push this industry forward as one, yeah? So my thing was, I kind of felt like, I feel like I have a responsibility now to take everyone with me. I feel like I'm going to help people. I feel like for me, it ain't about, you might think, if you're watching this, you might think this is all about the money. I'll be honest, I've learned in the 33 years, I'm 33 this year. When I first started, I made no money for so long. 7, 8 years, I made no money, right? At some stage, I had to make money, right? I went from making nothing to a fair bit of money, right? I wasn't even used to that, right? And it didn't make me a better person. Personally, I didn't really give a flying fuck about it, really. I didn't care about the money. It wasn't about the money. It was like, oh my God, I'm actually getting paid for something I like doing. I'm getting paid for my job. Who would have fucking thought, oh my God. It's like, I can't believe that now. And then what happened was, I went through this stage where I had no money because you're going. I'm just happy that I'm healthy. I'm happy I got a roof on my head. I'm eating. Some people don't even have that because that's what we call being grateful. That's what we call being thankful for the world we live in. We're lucky to live, but a lot of people built their life up on materialistic things to make them happy, and then you get there like, oh, well, this doesn't make me happy. I remember when I first got that car, I thought, cool, fucking a new car, 90 grand, fucking I'm the man. What happened after 2 weeks, Alex? It's like, it didn't make me happy, it didn't make me a better person. I was like, oh, well, how does that help society? How does that help the industry at all? It doesn't. It doesn't help the industry at all. A new car or a new watch. Yeah, it's cool to have. Nice things are nice. I've got no issue with that. I'm not saying you can't have nice things. What I am saying is, be grateful for what you have, not what you don't have. And I think exercise science as a whole, I think we just, actually, the life in a whole, I think a lot of people get caught up on these materialistic things to make them happy, and they get it, they're not even happy. What, because you're on social media and that makes you happy? A lot of people live in lies. A lot of people live in lies. Pretty sad, man. Think about how sad that is. You're living a fake life just to impress people. I'll tell you about this industry. This industry is fucking hard. This industry it will beat you down. 13 years, it'll beat you down. I reckon without my passion and love, I'll be out. I'll quit so many times, but I just love it. I can't give up. I can't give up because you guys message me, you guys support me, so many graduates come and I feel like I've got responsibility to them and help them. I think that as a whole, it's a good life lesson. Be grateful for what you have instead of what you don't have, because you have health. You have a family. You have a roof over your head. Some people don't even have that. And that's what changed my life. I mean, that moment was changed my life. That changed my life. And I started going, well, fuck, man. Do you know what? I'm really happy, man. Fuck being worried, upset that I don't, I'm, not making X amount of, fuck that, man. It doesn't make me happier. It doesn't make me a better person. What makes me, what is your why? Remember how I told you? Find that thing in you. Do you know what my why is? This is my why. Leaving this industry in a better place than I found it and change more people's lives. That's my legacy. And if I can do that and sit back, and I said I was a big catalyst for changing the industry, I can sit back and go, fuck it. That was my why, and that got me up every day. That still gets me up every day. That fire in here, it's still the same. I might be a little bit more refined, but it's still the same. And that fire is what wakes it. A lot of people, you guys might get up in life and go, why the fuck do I have to go to this job? I hate it. Well, fuck, man. You need to find what your why is. And I can't find what your why is. You need to find it for your fucking self. I found it when I was 12 years old. I knew what I wanted to do since I was 12, right? Just so happens I refine it as we went on. Obviously, athlete development, injury reduction, rehab, but still, it's a refinement. But for me, honestly, my why in life is legacy, and my legacy is not fair. You cannot buy legacy. All these guys making money, I'm a boy. I don't give a fuck about that, man. Fuck it. At the end of the day, man, George, a perfect example was George, who's someone who's here, who asked for an opportunity just to learn, just to even learn had an opportunity. I think for me, that's legacy. To turn around and say that you left, and regardless what you think about me, regardless what everyone thinks about me, he's an arrogant, he's an arsehole, he's a fuck with this. I don't give a fuck what anyone thinks about me. I do not give a flying fuck. I love when you talk about me because you talk about Woodford. Don't you think I know that? Don't you think I suck people in by how I communicate? I can bring my voice up like this and tell you, fuck you! Like I can do anything I want and you'll talk about it. You don't think I know that? That's the power of social media. I worked the game out more than anyone, right? I followed people. I followed Floyd Mayweather for years before I started Woodford. You don't think I'm doing that on purpose? Hey, it's my passion, but you don't think I can annoy people? I was a tagger for fuck's sake when I played football. I can antagonise people. If I want reach on social media, if I want to piss people, I'll piss people off. Come on, man, I'm a good person. I have a good heart. Right? You want to judge me yourself, that's fine. Do not give one fuck. But I'll tell you one thing you've got to respect for what I'm trying to do is push this industry forward and actually give a fuck. Actually care. And that's the thing I feel like no one gives a fuck. And to move forward, we need people who care. Because if no one cared, they'd be in self-preservation mode. It's like, oh, you know, fucking, he's not going to... And that's what happens when there's no jobs. You know what everyone does? Self-preservation. They chop everyone down. That's what they do. Haven't you seen that? Because they're so worried about losing their job. I told you, man, they all do it. A lot of people do it. Not all of them, but a big percentage. Weak-minded, very weak-minded. It's not a growth mentality. It's a disgusting mentality. They all get found out at some stage. So for me, it is what it is. And I know I haven't answered the question for Luke. I know I haven't answered it. But I think for me, I had to talk about that. I think it's very important to talk about. For me, it's very important. Do you want to ask the question or not? Yeah, do you want to do it? Yes. Do you understand? Do you understand what I was saying about that? Do you understand? I don't know if I made any sense there, but I don't know. I just think that it's very hard for me to talk about this because I was like you. I was like everyone who's watching. I felt like no one gave a fuck. It was almost like you have to go to like a commercial gym to even get... Do you understand what I'm saying? It just felt like there was no help. No one gave a fuck. And I want to change it. It's just always interesting to see the outpour of opinion on, like someone will say to my mates, oh, he's a fuckwit or something. Like, it's just so fucking comical. And then fucking I'd say to them, if I met them, I'll be like, why the fuck you call me a fuckwit? And they'll back down straight away. It's the same shit, you know how it is. My thing is, if you really want to change something and you're angry at me because you're insecure within your own self, go do it. Like, go put yourself out there. Do what I do every day. Be transparent. Put your neck on the line. Do it. Do it. It's hard. It's not easy, man. Not easy. Put yourself out there. Hard. Next time you do it, then you'll be like, fuck, Woodford did a good job. That's all I'm trying to do.
We have more time. That's 15 minutes away.
Yep.
So
that was a long-winded just round, but it was important to talk about.
Luke, PT Snap Fitness. Clientele is very mixed. Some athletes, former athletes, etc. His passion is S&C, and he's just completed a Super Rugby internship, going into another internship this year. He's been offered a role at an amazing facility with Paralympic lifters. They have hundreds of members and only 6 PTs. So obviously he'll be a lot more financially stable in this position. What would you do? I'm still getting coaching, but the programming is draining, boring stuff. I'm not naive that it is helping in some capacity, reinforcing fundamentals, etc. But working with Carol, who wants to tone her triceps, really doesn't get me going at 7 a.m. My plan is to get the money from Snap and get the S&C hit from the internship.
Simple, plain and simple. I can answer this question straight away. I literally answered it just before. What's your why? What makes you want to wake up in the morning? It's funny. Just see how we just said that. See how I didn't even know the question, and we literally ran around. And I just answered it. You know the answer to this, Luke. I don't need to tell you, kid. Fine. Carol doesn't want to make you wake up in the morning. I told you at Genesis, right? I lost the absolute passion for it. Honestly, I've never been so beaten down. I'm like, mate, I left everything. Someone said to me, "You're going to come back." I said, "Nope. If I come back here, I would have failed." And that's no issue. Anyone? Hey, man, Mickey Russell, my boy, one of my kids I mentor. He's at Genesis. He started like me. I started Genesis, but it didn't make me want to wake up in the morning. I said, "Fuck this. I'm just going to find what makes me want to wake up. What is the fire in here?" And I said, "I'm going to leave it all for broke." Because when you roll everything, when you put your heart on when you throw everything for broke, you know you either survive or conquer. That's how I view things. Too many people in this industry dip their toe in. Oh, I'm not going to do that. It's like, fuck it. Already lost in life. The way I see it is, I've lost numerous times. I don't really care. My losses are my losses. My wins are my wins. Your losses are your losses. Your wins are your wins. Stop giving a fuck what anyone thinks. Just go do you. I don't care. If your passion is stamp collecting, become the best fucking stamp collector in the world. Just refine your craft. Become the best. Be the most passionate. Put out high-level content. Show your passion. Do it. Who cares what fucking Jimmy Webster says in fucking his Hotmail? Who gives a fuck? Do you? Man, people used to always pay me out when I still started. They were laughing at me when I did videos. So many people laughed at me. So many people laughed at me. And who's laughing now, you fuckwits? Fucking idiots. The same people laughing at me all asked for jobs. No shit. Some of them asked for jobs. Can you believe that? How funny is that, eh? Now they're all trying to be me. First they laugh and they imitate. That's all the same shit. It's funny how life works. I said that at the start. People said to me, when I started doing those videos, right? And I was coming out showing my passion. Everyone's like, well, you can't do that. Fuck, you're full on all this hate. People tagging their mates. What the fuck are they doing, man? They're all working at, no offense, like if you're still working, they're all working at Snap Fitness. They'll say, oh, I'm better than this guy, because you put yourself out there. Everyone's a critic. Everyone knows better than you. I knew in my heart what I was doing. I know who I am. I know where I'm going. I don't need anyone to validate me. I know who I am. I know where my legacy will end. You just watch it. Oh yeah, watch it. And I guarantee my name will be, when it's all said and done, you can talk shit about me, my company. When it's all said and done, we all know I'll be one of the biggest names in the world, my company. And I've always said that from the start. I believe it so much. But that's how I believe in it. You can brag on me all you want. You can say, oh, who's arrogant, don't care. That's how it is. And hopefully, hey, some of you might be inspired by what I say and might come with us. You're like, fuck yeah, I love this guy. Others will pay me out. That's up to you. I don't give a fuck. That's a negative mind. That's an ungrowth mindset. Growth mindset is let's do this all together. But Luke, you know what to do. Fuck it. Fuck it. Go live your passion.
Next question. Currently writing a paper on post-activation potentiation.
Yeah, I like this question, yeah.
And was curious how you implement it for your competitive games, i.e. would you use PAP activity prior to a rugby match?
Jason! Oi, Jason, can you come over here, Jace? Jason, come over here. Just take a seat, Jace. Jace, no, just come here. Just sit here. Jason! Jason, our operations manager. Jason, just take a seat here. Come sit here. Jason, just come sit here. Jason, this is Jason, our operation manager. Now, Jason, how long have you been here? Why don't you talk to the people?
He hasn't been on Ask Woodford.
Yeah, Jace, come take a seat.
I'm going to go. We're going to get this.
Apparently we're at a meeting. Watch this, I'm going to stall the whole thing right now. I'll piss him off. Jason, so how long have you been at Woodford? Tell everyone, how long have you been at Woodford?
Too long.
Oh, Jason, tell the people how you deal with me. On an average day, how would you deal with it?
Well, ignoring tactics.
Medication.
Medication.
then,
Ignoring tactics. He's angry at me, yes.
Telling him to do the opposite thing.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, they got this new thing. Tell me to do the opposite, I'll do it. Yeah, Jay's the operation manager. So he's been here 4 years?
We're getting towards that.
Yeah, no, 4 years. Jay, 4.5, 5 years. Jay's back next week. So Jay's out my 2OC. Jay's the operation manager. Fuck, how I structure things is I've got a team. Everyone's got their own position. Like the guy behind the camera, he's just our media guy, coach. Fuck, what else would you be? Just the head of media. The weapon. We'll call him the weapon. Yeah, post-activation potentiation. It'll be the last question I answer. Been a good episode, actually. Very good episode.
Yeah,
I'm on
prior to a rugby match.
prior to a rugby match.
For competitive games.
Yeah, that's what we call. Okay, so post-act. I know what he's saying, right? What he's talking about is maybe a neural prep session. So what I would do is, the morning of the game, or some people do it 24 hours before the game. I would do something like what I do. I'll give you an example. We do a horizontal force vector. So it's a field-based sport. It's obviously a running-based sport. Horizontal force vector or vertical force vector. We keep the duration of the activity very, very low, more neural. When I say neural, nothing over 12 seconds. Why would you don't want to get in that metabolic capacity. So remember the three energy systems, 2 anaerobic, 1 aerobic. ATPPC, or the A-lactate system, is the short burst of energy, the high intensity. So when we do any high intensity movements, jump, sprints, anything like that, that's when we're deriving energy through that pathway, specifically more neurological. Okay, so recruitment of high threshold fast twitch motor units, which is so important. Those motor units are the one that recruit a lot of fast quickly, right? Fast twitch, glycolytic, and they're linked to the glycolytic fibers, which are explosive, right? So what I would do is we do something. I'll give you an example. We'd do we did something like this. We'll do a loaded squat jump. Maybe 20 to 40% of, not even that. Yeah, probably around there. Let's say 20 to 40% of their 1RM, of their squat 1RM, right? And they might do 2 sets of 3. So 2 sets of 3 and it's a cluster. So that's a loaded barbell on the back. They jump up, they land, they work on that abduction of the hip, the hips, so landing properly, the glute med switches on, and they work on the eccentric strength to absorb the force, right? They cluster. The reason why they cluster, we know look at the research on cluster sets. If you're not doing cluster sets with your power work, you're selling yourself short. Cluster sets are do a rep, rest between 10 to 30 seconds. You're maximizing every rep. So every rep is high intensity, maximum effort, high quality. Okay, and you're getting that 10 to 30 seconds rest, you're resetting your position, jump, land, and maximizing that power and speed outputs, which is maximizing adaptation. So you might do 2 sets of 3, cluster, maybe rest 60 seconds between the unloaded movement, which is the counter movement jump with body weight, right? And that might be 2 sets of 4, right? In between that, they might rest 5 minutes, they mobilize, they TKE, they do glute med burnouts. Then we do a horizontal displacement, so it might be prowler push, once again, might be light, fast velocity, chest against a prowler, sprint for 5 meters, unloaded sprint, rest 60 seconds, unloaded sprint for 10 meters.
For him to give him more practical value, if he had access to no equipment pre-game, what would you do?
Isometrics. What I'd do is let's say you had a partner, right? I'd push down and get him to push up, isometric hold, right? and you might do it for 5 seconds, right? So keep it more neural, right? Do that 2 sets of 3, 2 sets of 4, whatever it is. Rest 60 seconds. Hold in this state position. Explode up. Starting strength. The ability to be exposed from starting strength. The ability to be exposed from a dead stop. How critical is that? You've got to apply force around. So if you think about it, right? Think about how many times in a game of sport. How many times in a game of sport are athletes static? A lot. To go from a dead stop to moving. A lot. They've got to what? Apply what in the ground? Force. I'll do that. And then what you could do is, or you could even do, so no equipment at all. You just do anything that's explosive, that's low volume, we know for a fact, any high velocity, low volume is actually going to potentiate the nervous system, where any heavy load stuff like your singles, your doubles, your triples, right? So traditional strength training, right? We know for a fact that's going to put a fatiguing effect on the nervous system, right? So high neural, high muscular load. The whole idea about what we're doing neural priming before the game is to prime the nervous system before competition. We want to facilitate the nervous system, we don't want to fatigue it. Then that's why you don't want to do too much volume. Keep it short, sharp, work on mobility, mobilize the hips, mobilize the ankles, mobilize the T-spine, get that vastus medialis oblique or those quads switch on for the knee, get that glute med switch on for the hip, because we know for a fact the glute med stabilize the hip, we know for a fact the quad stabilize the patella, boom. And then you do the specific stuff, like think about a game of sport. What are you going to do? Jump, land, sprint, change direction. You're doing the specific skill. So you're refining the skill for the competition, and then you're maximizing when you play. It's a skill. You need to learn how to jump, land, change direction, sprint. It's a skill. The more times you do it, are you going to get better? Yes. That's probably the best answer I can give. I've lost it here, but there we go. Good episode. Episode 41, Ask Woodford. What? Shit, I was doing so well. 42. Thanks for watching, guys. Really appreciate it. And listen, click subscribe. If you want to subscribe to this, please do, because I give decent knowledge every so often if we go on the Whirlwind Tour. Thanks, guys, for watching. I really do appreciate your support. Once again, thank you for watching episode 42, Ask Woodford. I'll see you next week. Thank you. That's a good episode. How'd you find that?
That was awesome.
See what I'm saying, though? It's more about, I feel like a lot of students are lost. I think that's the biggest thing. And then what they think is, and this is what I've talked about this all the time. I've talked about this with Jamie Smith just before, actually, literally. What they think is, I'm lost, I've got no job, I'm just going to do masters. Fuck, man. Man, I'm telling you, man, the amount of stories we heard of that. Oh, just do a masters. Yep. Just want to add that. Thank you, sir.